last year, Vice President Biden said that with a new moonshot, America can cure cancer. Last month, he worked with this Congress to give scientists at the National Institutes of Health the strongest resources that they've had in over a decade. So tonight I'm announcing a new national effort to get it done. And because he's gone to the mat for all of us on so many issues over the past 40 years, I'm putting Joe in charge of mission control. For the loved ones we've all lost, for the families that we can still save, let's make America the country that cures cancer once and for all.
Let's make America the country that cures cancer once and for all. Well, the president definitely gave the Republicans something they can agree with the Democrats on, and how big that is, no question about it. Trade is jobs. Trade is the economy. We're in a global economy. That genie is out of the bottle. How do we make it fair? How do we level the playing field? How do we make sure that it does not hurt America? Every trade agreement we have had has hurt our economy. Every single one of them, when it comes to net American jobs and also the pressure, downward pressure on wages. Rosa DeLauro joins us, Congresswoman from Connecticut, who has been a staunch leader in saying no to the Trans-Pacific Partnership. This is what the president said last night about the TPP.
That's how we forged a Trans-Pacific Partnership to open markets and protect workers and the environment and advance American leadership in Asia. It cuts 18,000 taxes on products made in America, which will then support more good jobs here in America.
That's trickle down.
With TPP, China does not set the rules in that region. We do. You want to
China, hold it right there. That argument's out the window. China is a dirty player when it comes to currency manipulation. Their economy is in shambles compared to what it was years ago. For more on this, let's go to Rosa DeLauro. Congresswoman, good to have you with us.
Thank you so much, and Happy New Year to you, Ed. It's a delight to be talking with you again.
Your thoughts on the speech on this subject. Thank you for joining us.
Fine. I will, before I address that subject, which I will, I will just say this to you. I think one of the things that the president did do last night is to take us back to the strengths of America, and that is a country that has provided opportunity for people, that has its strength being in its diversity. And I think what he tried to do, and I think he did well, is to capture the promise of that American dream with big ideas and where we go, whether it is, a good economy for all, technology, our strength is not just military, but it's our moral authority as well, and then to talk about our politics and getting that back on track. Now, that being said, the president's quote was up on the Trans-Pacific Partnership. So I agree with all of the speech, except we have a real difference of opinion on the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, as you know and as you recognize. And the notion that this would open markets, protect workers and the environment, and advance American leadership in Asia, I think is contrary to what the details of this agreement demonstrate to all of us. It is, you have pointed out, it's so much like the failed agreements of the past. It's cost us jobs, it's suppressed our wages, and the administration has not enforced the trade agreements of the past. So that we have a new agreement with regard to environmental regulations and human rights and labor rights, and that we have there's no precedent for saying that these efforts, would go in a different, direction, especially when you have Malaysia and Brunei who are signatories, going to be signatories to this effort, which are Malaysia being the world leader in human trafficking and forced labor, and Brunei being the country that stones women and discriminates against LGBT individuals. So,
Sharia law in Brunei. I mean, we're doing a deal with a country that has Sharia law. Talk about human rights. I mean, that's one of the big failures of this as well.
The piece is, and you put it, and we punt it aside. The whole issue on China, the rules that come out of this trade agreement are rules, in fact, that rewriting trade rules that currently would put the middle class in real jeopardy. This is, and not by my words, by Jeffrey Sachs, that this is a trade agreement that is for investors and not for workers. And and those investors, including the corporate advisors who would help to develop this effort. This agreement, at the heart of this, is about the economy and workers and the middle class. And the fact is that today, as you know, Ed, people are in jobs that just don't pay them enough money.
Yeah, wage disparity is terrible, and it's going to put downward pressure on wages. Congresswoman, where are we? This has got to be a top priority of the Democrats to stop this in 2016. I think it's as big as climate change. What's the movement?
Well, there is a movement. We gathered this past week. With the most robust and diverse coalition that includes academics and individuals who in the past have written or supported trade agreements like NAFTA, like Korea, and who say now that this should be defeated. We have labor, the environmental groups, the religious groups, nonprofits, etc., and the commitment is to defeat TPP. And I believe that it's not only Democrats, because these issues don't only face Democrats, they face people all over the country, and that in fact we will see colleagues from the other side of the aisle who will join. I don't know if you noticed it last night, and when the president spoke about the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, I think the cabinet members stood, and there may have been one or two members, or no one else stood, clapped, or anything else, because there is the view that this is harmful, and that is enough. We have taken enough in terms of what's happened to American workers and their jobs. This treaty would deny access to medicines. It would allow foreign corporations to sue and do what NAFTA is being done, with Canada is doing under the NAFTA rules, is to sue the United States over the president's actions on the Keystone Pipeline. Because of WTO, the United States has now repealed country of origin labeling. We don't enforce environmental regulations, and we don't enforce labor regulations.
You've just given us an example of how it's a terrible slippery slope.
Yes,
and this circumvents American law. It circumvents a representative government. It puts our economy in jeopardy. And I don't know how the president could be so wrong on such a big issue after doing so many great things. That puzzles a lot of Americans. Right,
and I think you just said it so accurately, because the speech was I think so positive and inspirational in terms of where this nation needs to go and that hope for the future. In contrast to our the other side of the aisle and to the Republican presidential candidates, it's America's best days are ahead of us, but then to make reference to this agreement as opening the markets, protecting jobs, is really contrary, so contrary to now that we have the details. This, as you know, this is a document that was written in secret over a 7-year period of time, and we have no ability to change it or to amend it. Our job, and I just will quote Joseph Stiglitz, who is the economic Nobel laureate, who said, our job would be to defeat the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Well done.
So.
Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro, fighter for the people, fighter for workers, always great. Thank you. We'll do it again. Appreciate it.
Thank you. You're a fighter yourself, Ed. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Congresswoman, you bet. Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro.